Welcome to the Savvy Investor, where it's our job to help you thrive in any economy. I'm a firm believer that everyone should have a solid retirement plan, no matter if you think you have too much money or don't think you have enough. On today's show, we're going to explore what retirees are looking to get out of retirement and give you some simple tricks that you can bring to your financial advisor to help ensure that you achieve the retirement you've worked so hard for and you deserve.
Welcome to The Savvy Investor. Each week, The Savvy Investor helps viewers just like you create and grow wealth, protect and preserve it, and distribute it in the most tax-efficient manner while alive and after you have passed. Our goal is to make you a better informed investor that hopefully leads to better results, but certainly less risk along the way. You can have financial security in any economy. Today is the day you can take control of your financial future and eliminate worry about your retirement forever. And now, The Savvy Investor with your host, Michael Canet.
If you're planning for retirement and you're going to watch only one episode of The Savvy Investor, this is the one to watch. Creating a guaranteed stream of retirement income that will last your lifetime is one of the most important, if not the most important aspect of your retirement. You've worked hard to earn money and take care of you and your family. You deserve to reap the benefits in retirement as well. But how much money do you really need in retirement? Well, we've all seen the ING advertising campaign, What's Your Number? And I'm sure it resonated with many of you. My question for you is one total number really all you need? In my opinion, this strategy just doesn't work for most people. Well, it's a nice message. I work with my clients to figure out their monthly income plan. When we are working, we generally budget our income monthly to coincide with paychecks, bills, other expenses. This has been the standard for as long as I can remember. Why should we budget our retirement income any different? You should be living the life you want to live and have always imagined during your retirement, not one you're forced to live because you didn't budget properly. What do you want to do during retirement? Do you want to fish every day? Then you should be fishing every single day. Do you want to take the grandkids on vacation? Go make those memories. So do you think you're set for retirement? We asked our man on the street, Mike Macho, to find out.
Mike, we're on the street asking people what they know about their retirement income. This is going to be good. Come on. I mean, are you guys big savers now?
I'd say I am. I definitely like saving my money, and so I think that's really important for later, for retirement.
Our dad's in the financial industry, and so he's really on to us about saving money that we make and never living above your means.
And how much planning did you guys do for retirement?
I did pretty much. I studied and everything. Didn't do me much good. But,
right.
I did it about the last 20 years, right before I retired.
When I get to a certain point, I want to make sure that when I retire, I have enough to live on, plus make sure I maintain for my kids if they need me at that point.
In retirement, if you could say I have one fear when I'm in retirement, what would that be?
Cost of medical.
Cost of medical.
And outliving our savings.
Yeah. Outliving savings.
As a financial planner, as a guy who is 66 now, tell your children to start saving immediately.
I can say that our children, my children, and hers, they're not putting anything away, like I did.
Start investing in a 401k if you're working for a company or IRAs.
Well, as you heard, Mike, different opinions about retirement and what it looks like and how to plan for retirement. But the one thing that everybody agreed on was that you have to start early. So start right now. I'm Mike Macho, and this is Man on the Street.
As always, a great piece. We love hearing from our man on the street. When we come back, we're going to be talking with our expert about exactly what you need to do to have a sound retirement. You're watching The Savvy Investor, and we'll be right back.
Call today for your free annuity stress test to see if your annuity gets a clean bill of financial health. Interested in learning more about planning for your financial future? Join Michael Canet, host of The Savvy Investor and best-selling author, in person for an important life-changing financial workshop on the following dates, and start taking control of your future. If you are ready to discover the financial tools and strategies that can help you build the retirement of your dreams, just call 1-800-787-SAVVY today to reserve your spot.
Want to lower your taxes by as much as 25% this year? If you think Uncle Sam has taken too much of your hard-earned money, it's time you did something about it. Our specialists and attorneys have over 100 years of experience helping hard-working retirees just like you. For a limited time, we're giving $99 income tax preparation appointments to everyone who calls and mentions this offer. Our licensed team of professionals can help assist you with sound tax planning, financial planning, and investment management. Taxes are too important to let just anyone prepare your returns.
Call ProStatus at 800-787-SAVVY or visit ProStatusFinancial.com to ensure you get all you've earned.
If you're in retirement or retiring in the next 3 to 5 years, you must read Michael Canet's best-selling book, Surviving the Perfect Storm. Best-selling author and National Quill Award winner, Michael Canet's Surviving the Perfect Storm is a must-read to prepare for your golden years. This amazing book can be yours absolutely free, but you must call 800-787-SAVVY. Supplies are limited, so be one of the first 25 callers to receive your free limited edition autographed copy of Surviving the Perfect Storm. Call 800-787-SAVVY.
Most of us understand that planning is the key to retiring with the resources and benefits you need. Most of us also don't think about what would happen if a significant portion of these resources were taken away from us before we reached our goals. This can happen through a bad investment, a lawsuit, or even unintended expenses.
As the nation's leading asset protection attorney, this is the area in which I work, to protect the assets you've worked so hard to create so that they're there for you when you need them.
Call 1-800-787-SAVVY.
Now keep in mind that just like any tool, there's the right tool for the right job and a wrong tool for the wrong job. We've just scratched the surface here, and you'll want to know more about how today's conversation might or might not fit your needs. Ask about fees, surrender charges, market risk, interest rate risks, how the guarantees work, liquidity, and much more. Remember, the right tool for the right job.
Welcome back to The Savvy Investor. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about creating a retirement income plan that will last your lifetime. You know, planning for retirement can be full of questions. Am I going to run out of money? Do I have enough to leave a legacy for my kids? And quite frankly, I think one of the biggest fears is, am I going to have to rely on my kids for income? Well, today I'm joined by Abe Ashton. He is one of the country's leading retirement income specialists. And he's been doing this for well over 20 years. You have offices in Nevada and Utah, and he's literally helped thousands of Americans across the country retire successfully. What I really like about Abe, I met him years ago, and he actually goes out and trains other advisors, other financial professionals, how to create safe, sound retirement income plans. Abe, welcome to The Savvy Investor.
Yeah,
How you
Mike,
doing?
thank you. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
So, you know, I think one of the number one concerns that retirees have, we read about it all the time, is that they're going to run out of money.
Yeah.
What do you see as people come into your office? What are they talking to you about when they come in?
No, you're absolutely right, Mike. People come into our office, and that typically is their number one concern. Will I have enough income to last my lifetime? And we see that because the days of pensions and working for Ford Motor Company for 20 years and having that stable guaranteed pension, those days are becoming fewer and further between because pensions really, except for maybe with the federal government or a state pension, are going away. And a lot of other companies now are going for 401ks. And so the primary question is, how do I take those retirement dollars? How do I take those investment dollars, be it an IRA or a 401k, 403b, and how do I turn that into an income that will last for my entire life? And not just my entire life, I've got to protect my spouse as well. And so that is the question.
So let's talk a little bit about, you know, because you mentioned pensions. I think one of the things that people like about pensions is that safety feature. They assume the pension's going to be there for their retirement, and that's comfortable.
Yeah, and historically, pensions have been pretty safe. Now, granted, if you're retiring from the city of Detroit right now, there's a lot of questions in regard to the pension, but by and large, pensions have been seen as a very safe, secure way to retire. And what it does mostly is it eliminates an emotional concern for a lot of retirees where they feel like they can sleep well at night, no matter what the market does, no matter what they see on the news or what arrow's going up or down in the stock market. They feel like, I've got an income stream that I can count on. But what a lot of people don't realize is you can create that same type of stability on your own without having worked for a company that offered a pension.
So now, when they come in, I mean, how do we gauge? How do we determine, what the income needs are going to be? Because there's got to be a plan in place to do this.
Yeah, well, there should be a written plan in place. I mean, that's the goal, is to sit down and have a written retirement plan, not just an income plan, because remember, retirement covers all aspects of the second half of your life.
It's a piece of the puzzle.
It is a certain piece of the puzzle that is important to have nailed down because it's one that causes the greatest loss of sleep, but it's not the only thing that's important.
Right.
And so what we want to do is we want to make sure the estate plan, the healthcare plan, the family plan, the financial plan, the income plan are all part of that comprehensive strategy. And so what we've got to look at income and cash flow, because we know that cash flow during retirement is critical. But it's not always just about creating income. We can do that, and it's a tangible that's easy to plan around, but it's an overall improvement in cash flow. So sometimes that's removing debt payments, paying off the car, and getting rid of some expenses so the overall family cash flow improves. And then we take those retirement assets and generate income that they can count on, guaranteed for the rest of their life.
So I want to come back to the guaranteed income part in just a minute, because I know people like Social Security because they feel that comfort level. We talked about the pensions being guaranteed. It's guaranteed by the insurance company, the Pension Benefit Guarantee Insurance Corporation. But let's talk a little bit about that idea that you said, paying down debt and having a written plan. In the past we've talked about this, where how important it is to actually create a budget. Yeah. And it amazes me that as I meet with you guys from across the country, as I talk to people on the street about what they're doing, how few of them actually have a written plan, as you said, but also they just come up with a number. They follow the ING, what's your number, without actually looking at what the cash flow needs to be. Sure. They have no idea what their budget is.
Yeah, and I think what we're finding is there's actually a misstep in the financial services industry. The way you can find a good advisor is when you know an advisor is talking to you about those parts of your retirement plan they may not be making money on. Right. And that's kind of critical for us as advisors who are meeting with clients regularly, is to make sure that we're talking about those things, even if it's about paying off a car and how not having that $600 car payment is going to benefit them for the rest of their life or the next 4 years. An advisor doesn't make money on giving that type of advice. In fact, an advisor, some may rather have that money to invest to charge fees on. When in fact, if that's what's best for the client and that's the greatest improvement in their cash flow, that should be the strategy that is promoted to the client. And so unfortunately, find all too often people go into an office hoping to get some sound financial advice, and all they are is pitched one particular product or one particular strategy instead of that comprehensive retirement, cash flow, income, estate planning, the full retirement package, as you said.
I mean, imagine, folks, having an advisor that actually cares about your best interest, and that's really what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
So when we come back, Abe mentioned these guaranteed streams of income that you're going to have that will protect you and just as important, your spouse during your retirement years. And I want to address that when we come back. You're watching The Savvy Investor, and we'll be right back.
Call today for your free annuity stress test to see if your annuity gets a clean bill of financial health. Interested in learning more about planning for your financial future? Join Michael Canet, host of The Savvy Investor and best-selling author, in person for an important life-changing financial workshop on the following dates, and start taking control of your future. If you are ready to discover the financial tools and strategies that can help you build the retirement of your dreams, just call 1-800-787-SAVVY today to reserve your spot.
Now keep in mind that just like any tool, there's the right tool for the right job and a wrong tool for the wrong job. We've just scratched the surface here, and you'll want to know more about how today's conversation might or might not fit your needs. Ask about fees, surrender charges, market risk, interest rate risks, how the guarantees work, liquidity, and much more. Remember, the right tool for the right job.
Most of us understand that planning is the key to retiring with the resources and benefits you need. Most of us also don't think about what would happen if a significant portion of these resources were taken away from us before we reached our goals. This can happen through a bad investment, a lawsuit, or even unintended expenses.
As the nation's leading asset protection attorney, this is the area in which I work, to protect the assets you've worked so hard to create so that they're there for you when you need them.
Call 1-800-787-SAVVY.
If you're in retirement or retiring in the next 3 to 5 years, you must read Michael Canet's best-selling book, Surviving the Perfect Storm. Best-selling author and National Quill Award winner, Michael Canet's Surviving the Perfect Storm is a must-read to prepare for your golden years. This amazing book can be yours absolutely free, but you must call 800-787-SAVVY. Supplies are limited, so be one of the first 25 callers to receive your free limited edition autographed copy of Surviving the Perfect Storm. Call 800-787-SAVVY.
Welcome back to The Savvy Investor. I'm your host, Michael Canet. I'm joined by Abe Ashton. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and call him financial advisor extraordinaire.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I
Now
mean
the pressure's on. All
the
right.
pressure's on.
Good.
Well, I mean, Abe, I got to tell you, the things that you've done just on the show today, but also in the past, as I've listened to some of your tapes and seen some of your workshops, you do a fantastic job. And the mere fact that you look at it from the perspective of, I have to take care of the client first. That's the most important thing. I don't think anybody can do better than working with somebody who truly looks out for their best interest. So from that perspective, it's wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you.
When we left for the show, we were talking about creating sound income streams, that safe guarantee that people like to have. Before we go there, I want to take an email from a viewer. And Susan from Bakersfield, California. She says that she's 60 years old, she's divorced, and she hasn't prepared for retirement the way she really wants to prepare. And she has a 401k, but she doesn't have enough money in there. And she wants to know that since she's so close to retirement, are there some last minute tips that you can give her so that maybe she can have that secure retirement you're suggesting most retirees deserve?
Yeah, absolutely. In Susan's case, the worst thing you can do is get downhearted and do nothing, because sometimes it's a petrifier when you think you're too late. You think you've missed the boat. Maybe something's happened.
It's never too late to start.
It's never too late to start. Now, granted, if we tell the younger kids, we tell the younger workers out there, start now. We understand the benefits of compounding interest. But to Susan's point, listen, if you were married to your spouse for longer than 10 years, you want to look into your spousal Social Security benefit right away. You can log on to SSA.gov and look at what your spousal benefit will be for your Social Security based off of the spouse that you were married to. If you were married for longer than 10 years, you have a catch-up provision which allows you to create you have a catch-up provision which allows you to contribute an extra $1,000 a year over and above the limits for IRA contributions because you're over the age of 60 years old. So,
and in the 401k, I mean, she could put a $5,500, I think.
Yeah, 401k, we've got even more room.
Right.
We've got lots of options there to start adding money. The important thing is to meet with someone. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's me or you. Find a good advisor that will sit down with you and understand what your concerns are at the stage of a divorcee over the age of 60 years old, and someone will be able to help you, I guarantee it. But start asking those questions to get the answers right away. But there are options.
Good ideas. So let's talk about those safe, sound, guaranteed, because like I said before, people like the idea of safe and sound. They like the idea of guaranteed income streams. And like you said, sleep well at night. I mean, retirement is supposed to be stress-free. You're not supposed to have to worry about where's the next income check coming from. Am I going to be able to put food on the table? So tell us, what exactly is, I mean, because you have something specific in mind. What is guaranteed income? What are you going to do for somebody?
Yeah, when people come in and they say, Abe, one of our number one concerns is guaranteeing our future income or guaranteeing it for a spouse as well, we love to use annuities. Now, there's lots of different types of annuities out there, some that I'm a fan of, some that I'm not. But I love annuities that have a guaranteed income stream as a benefit to the annuity.
Okay, so I want to come back to that.
All right.
But let's address that. I mean,
Sure.
that's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. If you go online, you see Ken Fisher all the time. I hate annuities, and you should too.
Yeah.
What he's talking about fees.
Yeah, he's talking about high fees, primarily variable annuities. And those variable annuities, listen, for some people, they may have been the right choice at the right time. Personally, I'm not a fan. They have high fees, and they still have the market volatility, that risk pushed on to the consumer or the owner of the annuity. I prefer an annuity where the market volatility or risk is transferred somewhere else, not to my client. And so in this case, I prefer a fixed annuity or a fixed indexed annuity that have an annuitization benefit or an income rider benefit where we can guarantee a lifetime worth of income.
But can't you go someplace else to get the guarantees? I mean, as an annuity company, I mean, a bank will guarantee the money.
You go back to work for the federal government and work for 25 years for a company that has a pension or for the federal government. But no, to have a guaranteed income stream. Now, you can have a guaranteed investment. You can get guaranteed growth. You can go down to the bank and you can pick up a guaranteed 1.1% for a 5-year CD. But it's not going to be enough to live on. No, it's not going to help you out there. And so when people try to figure the magic percentage, you know, what's that magic interest rate? There was a 4% rule, a 7% rule. If I can have this return net of taxes and inflation, I can guarantee my income for the rest of my life. If Mars is lined up with Venus and the wind is blowing from the southwest and there's never an emergency or something catastrophic with the stock market, that may all work out. But people love the idea or strategy to say we are transferring the longevity risk, which is living till you're 105 years old or 95 years old. We can't say, I'm going to plan until I'm 84 years old. You know, there's an interesting study that shows, Mike, that the first person who will reach the age of 150 years old is alive today. So if that doesn't have us thinking that we may have to plan for a longer retirement and a guaranteed income stream to get us there is important, then we're missing something very, very critical in our plans.
And by using this annuity, you know, by using the fixed annuities like you're suggesting, basically what you're doing is you're transferring the risk of that longevity. I'm not saying, look, I'm willing to make the insurance company take the risk of me living 20 or 30 or 40 years instead of risking it in the stock market. Now, you know, obviously, as you said, annuities are the right tool for the right reason.
Yes.
This isn't the answer for everybody, but for somebody who wants safety, this is the place to go.
Yeah, I think the mistake happens when somebody says this is the only strategy and take all of your money and put it in one annuity. It's never the strategy, that's never the goal. What we want to do is say, for that part of creating the income stream, we will use some of the retirement assets and put it into a fixed annuity or a fixed indexed annuity with that income rider or that guaranteed income stream or with an annuitization option. But that doesn't mean that's where all the money should go. When somebody tells you to take all of your money and put it into one annuity, that's
or
when
any vehicle.
Or any vehicle, that's a great point. Any financial vehicle, whether it's a life insurance policy or the stock market for that matter, that's when the big red flag comes up. It should have the right tool for the right job in your retirement, and that's never going to be all in one particular investment or one product.
So Abe is basically telling us here that it is a piece of the puzzle. It may be the right piece for you.
Sure.
Sit down and talk to an advisor to make sure it's the right tool, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to take a break here. When we come back, we're going to give you the 3 takeaways from Abe. Great conversation today. I really appreciate having you on the show today, Abe.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was absolutely my pleasure.
You're watching The Savvy Investor, and we'll be right back.
If you have questions, drop us a line. Each week, our experts will address viewer mail, and you can email us your questions or go to our website, thesavvyinvestortv.com, and click on Contact Us. Interested in learning more about planning for your financial future? Join Michael Canet, host of The Savvy Investor and best-selling author, in person for an important life-changing financial workshop on the following dates, and start taking control of your future. If you are ready to discover the financial tools and strategies that can help you build the retirement of your dreams, just call 1-800-787-SAVVY today to reserve your spot.
Want to lower your taxes by as much as 25% this year? If you think Uncle Sam is taking too much of your hard-earned money, it's time you did something about it. Our specialists and attorneys have over 100 years of experience helping hard-working retirees just like you. For a limited time, we're giving $99 income tax preparation appointments to everyone who calls and mentions this offer. Our licensed team of professionals can help assist you with sound tax planning, financial planning, and investment management. Taxes are too important to let just anyone prepare your returns.
Call ProStatus at 800-787-SAVVY or visit ProStatusFinancial.com to ensure you get all you've earned.
Now keep in mind that just like any tool, there's the right tool for the right job and a wrong tool for the wrong job. We've just scratched the surface here, and you'll want to know more about how today's conversation might or might not fit your needs. Ask about fees, surrender charges, market risk, interest rate risks, how the guarantees work, liquidity, and much more. Remember, the right tool for the right job.
Most of us understand that planning is the key to retiring with the resources and benefits you need. Most of us also don't think about what would happen if a significant portion of these resources were taken away from us before we reached our goals. This can happen through a bad investment, a lawsuit, or even unintended expenses.
As the nation's leading asset protection attorney, this is the area in which I work, to protect the assets you've worked so hard to create so that they're there for you when you need them.
Call 1-800-787-SAVVY.
If you're in retirement or retiring in the next 3 to 5 years, you must read Michael Canet's best-selling book, Surviving the Perfect Storm. Best-selling author and National Quill Award winner, Michael Canet's Surviving the Perfect Storm is a must-read to prepare for your golden years. This amazing book can be yours absolutely free, but you must call 800-787-SAVVY. Supplies are limited, so be one of the first 25 callers to receive your free limited edition autographed copy of Surviving the Perfect Storm. Call 800-787-SAVVY.
We were joined today by Abe Ashton. He is a financial planner and income planning specialist, and he gave us 3 important takeaways from today's conversation. Number 1, have a written plan. Your financial plan should include a budget, income planning, estate planning, and tax planning. Number 2, with the demise of the pension, you are responsible for your own income during retirement. Now, you can create your own pension. It can be safe, secure, and reliable. And number 3, picking an advisor. Choose an advisor that is looking out for your best interest and not just selling you a product. Make sure they can address all the issues in your written plan. Thank you again, Abe, and thank you for joining me today. We'll see you, the Savvy Investor, next week.
Call today for your free annuity stress test to see if your annuity gets a clean bill of financial health. Every retiree's goal from our perspective is to take the least amount of risk possible to accomplish your goals. Too often, financial advisors and stockbrokers assess your risk tolerance. Just because you can tolerate the risk doesn't mean you have to accept it. Remember, at the end of the day, it isn't how much you make, it is how much you keep. If you would like more information about today's topic, you can contact our offices or visit us on the web at thesavvyinvestortv.com. When you visit our website, sign up for our free weekly newsletter where we give you tidbits each week to help you make smart money choices.